LAPD may have an airship overhead at this point, but it continues on through the Arcadia area, 65 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour. He picked up speed a little bit here, and I'm going to zoom out again and show you just the amount of traffic that's out here. He's backed off from hitting any vehicles with his hands at this point, and it's probably because it's caused him quite a bit of pain. But Sandra, as you can see there, the traffic is still flowing, coming into the Pasadena area very soon here. So he's staying in that car we were hearing, and continuing his pursuit here about 70, 80 miles an hour now. We saw him slow down for a time and speed up, so he's staying in that carpool lane. Now, one of the problems with the motorcycle pursuit is the CHP really can't do a pit maneuver on this without seriously, injuring the driver here. And also, spike strips may not be called for because of the nature of the vehicle here. So, CHP having a bit of a difficult time. They're hoping that this guy will come to his senses and pull over. Now, look at him. He's signaling with his hands. He's putting one hand up. We don't know what that means. That's the hand that he injured. He may be having some quite a bit of pain. He's holding his chest there and putting his hand up, almost looking like he's wanting to pass out there. His head dipping down. Now he's weaving a little bit in and out of the lanes. We don't know if he's playing this up, if he's just doing what he was doing earlier. We see him weaving there, but again, a very dangerous situation, not only for this driver, but for all the other drivers that are out here. This guy, we haven't seen him actually hit the cars with the helmet. I think that activity is going to stop at this point because I think he is realizing that he's in pain due to his own doing there. But again, this pursuit continuing here through the Eagle Rock area, approaching now the 2 freeway into the Glendale area. Looking up at the helicopters there, you can see him take a glance up at us to see what's going on. But again, they have airships overhead. We haven't seen super excess speeds that we see in other motorcycle chases that can, exceed 100 miles an hour or so. We haven't seen this from this guy at this point. We're hearing that at most he was doing about 80 miles an hour, 90 maybe at most. But again, the CHP just staying on it through the approaching the Glendale area now at this point. The speed's about, he's slowed down a little bit now, about 70 miles an hour. But again, he's having difficulty with that left hand. You see him put it on the handlebars there. And, he may have an issue with braking with that hand if he can, squeeze that brake or not with that left hand. So, Lena and Sylvia, very interesting pursuit taking place out here. Started in the San Bernardino area, and here he is looking back at police officers. And he's making gestures to the officers there. I'm going to pull out and show you. Yeah, he's very agitated with those officers, being very defiant, and just kind of looking back and forth, weaving back and forth on the freeway. I'm going to try to get. Oh, look at this. He's crossing all lanes. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just reacting. Gil, go ahead. He just went all the way across 3 lanes. He was barely looking. He didn't seem to have his eyes on the road at all there.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I'm going to pull out and show you, the CHP has started a traffic break. They've stopped all traffic from passing the vehicle. You can see some cars coming on the on-ramp here. And looking ahead here, the freeway traffic still is medium to light, but now he's past that 2 freeway. He's approaching now the 5 interchange, so this is the 134 he's on right now. We'll be approaching the 5 freeway here in just a few minutes, going through the Glendale area. But again, just being very agitated, defiant with the officers, very aggravated, but continuing on despite his pain, despite the pain he inflicted on himself by punching those cars. Still northbound on that 170 freeway, and a dangerous move there as he proceeded off the off-ramp there. Now he's looking at him. He's looking at his hand like he's in pain. That move must have caused him some pain there, going through, probably having to brake. He had to slow down a bit there, maybe squeezing that wrist. Was painful for him, but again, a very sketchy move there as he exited the freeway last minute and then jumping right back on the freeway. You can see him, definitely he's got some pain. Look at him switching his hand here. Switching hands, he's now throttling with his left hand.
Oh, wow.
So, he may be having trouble with both hands at this point.
Oh, my goodness.
But look at him, he's very agitated at this point, very dangerous for this driver. Left-handed, crossing his arms there, pulling on that throttle, but continuing to drive. And look at that. I mean, now he's switching back over to a normal position with his hands. But, very dangerous situation for this driver, this motorcycle. He's definitely in some pain. And, it just boggles the mind why he wouldn't just pull over and give it up.
Yeah, and you can easily understand how at that rate of speed, by reaching out and even putting his hand in the way of another car as he's passing, allowing the other car to smack him in the hand and in the wrist, that he could have broken a bone. He could have broken several bones. He looks like he's having a really rough time just handling the bike down there, Gil.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's definitely in some pain, serious pain here. But he continues on. Look at him. I mean, maybe he's playing this up for us. I don't know. But certainly when he hit that vehicle with his left hand, it definitely broke his watch. So you can imagine at the speeds he was traveling at the time, about 80 miles an hour, hitting someone's mirror like that, or the vehicle at the very least,
he almost
is going
looks
to
like
do
he's
some
crying.
major damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got to wonder.
Bowing down his head.
You got to wonder. I mean, like you said, this could be simply some drama, created by someone who knows that he's being followed and wants to play it up. But it also could easily be someone who is in a great deal of pain. Sometimes when you injure yourself, it doesn't really kick in. The shock at first kind of masks the pain, and then after a while, you really begin to feel it. And that might be. It could well be what we're seeing right now. He could have easily injured himself very seriously.
Oh, and this is very dangerous here. He's picked up speed here really fast. He's approaching traffic on the 170 coming up to Roscoe. The traffic is always heavy here. There's a new bridge that they built here, commuter lanes here to get on that 5 freeway. We can see out the window that the traffic is backed up. You can see him passing cars. He's starting to slow down, shaking his wrist there, but very dangerous. Approaching the traffic, he speeds up. It really speaks to this guy's mental status. I mean, thinking about, just the cars changing lanes. Look at that, real close to that motorcycle. Almost hit him. Almost hit that fellow motorcyclist there. The question is, how can he control this motorcycle any further in all this pain?
Yeah, Gil, thank you. Let's go to the phone right now. We have Officer Vince Ramirez with the CHP. And Officer Ramirez, can you tell us, you've got some motorcycle units behind this guy, right?
That is correct. It looks like we have a couple of motorcycle units behind this vehicle. Again, each of these pursuits is different. In this situation, obviously, being a motorcycle being a little more agile and able to maneuver between vehicles. So, looks like he's running out of real estate here. But
Officer Ramirez, I'm so sorry to cut you off, but we're going to go back up to our Gil Levis and Sky 9 to tell us exactly where this guy is right now. He obviously went off the freeway into a construction zone of some sort. Where does this lead him, Gil?
That's right. This is right at the 170 and the 5 freeway, the construction area. There he's down. He's down on the ground. He's given it up here. He didn't have anywhere to go at this point. The 5 freeway is just in front of him, and you can see he's just in agony there. But he went off into the construction area on that 170. There's officers with the guns drawn, both motor officers there with the gun drawn. They're talking to him at this point. They're seeing if he's going to resist or not, but he's not moving. And there he's not complying with the officers. They want him to lay down, lay flat. And that's what he's done now. They've had to make him get into that position because he's not responding. There they go. The officer's doing a great job here putting the cuffs on him. But this pursuit is over in a very dangerous spot. This motorcyclist had nowhere to go as he got into that construction zone right there in the midst of the 170 and the 5 interchange here near.